Hello! I have always wanted to do a summer book study for our parents, and this summer we're going to try it out with this amazing book, The Anxious Generation: How the Great Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness. It talks about how over the last generation, our kids have gone from having a play-based childhood to a phone-based childhood, and it has some really fascinating data about the results of that. So here is just one page to pique your curiosity. In a classic 1968 social psychology experiment, Bibb Latané and John Darlette brought Columbia University students into the lab to take part in what students thought was a discussion on problems of urban life. The real experiment took place in the waiting room as the students filled out some preliminary questionnaires. After a few minutes, a strange smoke began to pour into the room through a vent. Would students get up and go tell someone, or would they just sit there passively and keep filling out questionnaires? In the control condition, students were alone in the waiting room. In that condition, 75% took action, with half of the subjects leaving the room to find the experimenter within 2 minutes of noticing the smoke's appearance. The experimenters monitored and filmed everything through a one-way mirror. In another condition, 3 students were brought into the waiting room one at a time and seated at separate desks. The experimenters wanted to know, would having multiple people witnessing the smoke increase or decrease the likelihood that anyone would take action? The answer? It decreased it. Only 3 of the 24 students who were in that condition got up to report the smoke, and the only one did so within the first 4 minutes, even though the smoke began to obstruct everyone's vision by then. I should point out that the smoke was not smoke from a fire. It was titanium dioxide used to create smoke screens. This is crucial. No one in that room could understand what was going on. When there is ambiguity, people look to each other to see what everyone else is doing. Those cues help define the situation. Is it an emergency? If everyone else is just sitting there, then each individual comes to the conclusion that no, it's not an emergency. The diffusion of digital technology into children's lives has been like smoke pouring into our homes. We all see that something strange is happening, but we don't understand it. We fear that the smoke is having bad effects on our children, but when we look around, nobody is doing much about it. The most important lesson here is to speak up. So I hope that you will join us in reading this. It's time we start talking about this as parents. Even if you can't make it that night, I'd love to hear what you think about The Anxious Generation. Have a great summer.